Buy some cheap over-the-counter tax deeds for as little as 300 bucks right here. We're talking blowout deals sometimes for just paying the back taxes, and it wipes out the mortgages. Very cool. This is one of the biggest hacks in real estate. And we're going to show you some new locations, some secret spots for some properties. And if you're looking to get into real estate, this is one of the biggest arbitrages that you can sink your hands into for getting deals. So you're going to learn exactly where these properties are today. And what's fun is some of these properties are cheaper than the price of like a crappy used car. However, you can flip these things, you can make thousands of dollars on them, and you can really use them to be planting the seeds to create wealth in your life. And if you're working a 9-to-5 job, these deals can help springboard you into becoming a full-time real estate investor, creating residual income, and having that legacy that we all love real estate for. So that's our job here today in this video, in this live stream, to walk you through exactly where these things are. So if you haven't tuned into the channel before, it's Dustin Hahn here, and this channel is about helping you find some dirt cheap tax lien and deed properties that you can flip. We are the #1 channel on tax liens and deeds. We have over 3,000 videos here on the channel, and we have everything covered for if you want to buy cheap over-the-counter properties, off-market tax deeds up to 90% off, and buy some tax liens and earn up to 36% interest. For all of our subscribers, we always give away the ABCs of tax lien and deed investing to help you get started below. And that's what we are here to do. So we appreciate everybody tuning in today. So we're going to look at some of these properties. Now, as far as a disclaimer goes, a couple things. One, for the YouTube algorithm, everything we're going to show today is public information. This stuff is all on public websites. And once again, this is for educational purposes only. And, we don't claim to be doctors or astronauts online. So, always do your research when buying property, because it does come with some risk. However, we're going to try to walk you through and mitigate that risk here live on this channel. So just out of the gates, before we get into the $300 properties that are coming up, I just want to take a second and show you guys some of my favorite locations for cheap over-the-counter tax deed properties. So we've made it our goal to be unmatched when it comes to providing our tax lien and deed community with educational information that you can go and use for free. So I want to show you a resource that everybody can go to and use to find out where there's tax deed sales happening. So if you see on my screen here right now, and let's see, actually, real quick, we'll bring in Mr. Josh Blanchard, the auction maestro himself. How you doing, Josh? Josh, we don't have sound. Don't have sound.
Howdy. What's good? How you doing?
So no, never fails on a live stream, but check it out. So I'm going to pop over here and you will see on my screen right now, if you head over to taxlienschool.com, this is the #1 resource and the most information you'll find online when it comes to tax liens. If you click on this knowledge vault here, what's going to end up happening is my screen is not sharing that link. So I'm just going to I got one tab at a time going. So I'm just going to paste it over here. But if you click on knowledge vault, you're going to go to this page right here. And this page has an interactive map, and it is the most comprehensive free resource to help you get started in tax lien and deed investing. I wish I had something like this when I started. So some of our favorite states for over-the-counter tax deeds, super, super cheap. You can come into Minnesota. Minnesota has a whole bunch of really cheap tax deeds. Back in the day, North Dakota, South Dakota also have some really good properties as well. And the biggest tip here is a lot of the smaller counties. So for example, if you guys click on Minnesota and you click on learn more, all of the phone numbers will be here on the side. And also in this deed directory that's below, there is all of the phone numbers to call them and go to their county websites. So we have 87 counties. And right now in the inventory in many of these counties are properties just sitting there that you can go and buy dirt cheap, $50, $100, $200, $300 sitting there right now, which is a very, very cool opportunity. So make sure to come here, poke around, check out the counties, and then start calling them. And the simplest thing that you can do is literally ask them, hey, what happened to the properties that didn't sell at the tax deed sale? And that's going to be the over-the-counter list for you guys to go and get your hands on. So Minnesota, North Dakota are some good spots there. And then we were also looking at some in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has some good over the counters. But today we have a special treat that Josh has found. We're talking some pretty amazing deals here that we're going to show and sink our teeth into. So I'm going to put this banner on the screen because the YouTube algorithm seems to think we're showing private information, but we're not. Everything you're going to see here is all properties showing our public record from the official county tax auction websites. There's no private or personal information being shared or revealed. This is for education and training purposes. So we're going to dive in. We're going to see what type of deals we can find at this really cool new auction. So we have this fancy new banner for the YouTube AI algorithm so that it doesn't think we're, just pulling random addresses. Oh, and if you have any questions in the chat, let us know any questions you have. And from here, let us know your city and your state that you're tuning in from, and we will tailor the stream from here. Dustin, you got a cold. No, just busy day here today, and got beat up in my morning jiu-jitsu class, but thank you for checking in. Let's see. Bought on just like you said. Cool. Let's see. Bought one just like you said. So very awesome. Can you let us know in the chat what you bought it for, and what you think it's worth? We love hearing that stuff. Let's see. Somebody saying here, just bought my first tax deed in Arkansas. Nice work. Very, very awesome. Let us know what you bought it for, what you think it's worth, and what you're going to sell it for. So it's awesome to see people hopping on here and actually doing deals, because that's the name of the game. And for anybody new who's watching, tons of people who watch get deals. So that is super, super fun. So Josh, we have your screen up here. Let's show these guys some cool deals.
All right, let's check it out. So I'm going to show you, there's two different things coming up. I'm going to show you the first one, $300 over the counter. So I'm going to start in Google so that everybody can follow along. I'm going to go from Google. Let's type Washington, D.C. tax sales. That's going to bring up the website. It should be the first one there. I think your results will be the same as mine. And here is a real property tax lien sale in Washington, D.C. And what I want to highlight is this 2025 December discount tax lien sale. And if I scroll down to the bottom here, yeah, we got the date. So it's going to be Wednesday, December 3rd from 8:30 until noon, and then 1 till 4:30. So if I come down here, I can show you the list. I'm going to open this up in another tab. And so here is the list, and they've got a lot of properties that are going to be going to this auction. And so this is pretty much their unsold parcels. And you'll notice, though, that a lot of these have some pretty crazy opening bids. For example, $278,000 is the back taxes, $162,000, $122,000, $103,000. So the county is owed a lot of money on this list. There's even one that's got $1 million. $1 million. And so the thing is that, it would take a lot of money to get the county back what they're owed. And so instead of having an opening bid be the back taxes, let me show you this. This is pretty cool. And so in the rules here and everything that they're talking about, what's going on, it says at the discount sale, which is what this is, the opening bid for each real property will be $300 right there, $300, regardless of the amount of total delinquent taxes owing. So what a wild opportunity where a property that has an opening bid or has delinquent taxes of 1.172 million, 1.17 million. I mean, an opening bid of $300 is insane. Where else can you do this at any kind of auction? This just is not possible. If someone was to go to a car auction and the lien holder, or there was a lender on it and it was 1.1 million, they're not going to sell it for $300. That's not even pennies on the dollar. That's not cents. That's like fractions. That's fractions on the dollar, which is crazy. And so this is an auction that if you're in the area, you definitely want to attend this. The other thing is that there's so much inventory here that the likelihood of getting a good deal on something is extremely high. It's not like there's 10 or 20 or 30. There's actually 5 pages here of tax liens. And so the thing is that since this is a tax lien sale, you do have to go ahead and foreclose on the homeowner or whoever owns the parcel. And the redemption period is actually only 6 months though. So this is one of the shortest redemption periods for tax lien investing. And so this is a discount tax lien sale. These were previously went to auction and they were not bid on. So now you can get them in a much shorter time frame. And then on top of that, the interest rate is going to be 18% annualized. So you're going to get 9% on the money if they redeem, within 6 months. And then if not, you can go ahead and foreclose. So worst case scenario, you make money. Best case scenario, you're getting something for, pennies on the dollar. So I wanted to go ahead and show you some of these because some of these you'll see why they were passed on before. So for instance, this first one right here, we do have a parcel number. We have an owner's name, and this is all public information. We've got a street name, 21st Street. They owe $131,000. I thought, this is probably going to be something pretty good, right? This is probably going to be fantastic. I mean, $131,000 is a big chunk of change. So let's throw that parcel number into Regrid. Super simple. Going to go ahead, paste it. There it is there, 21 First Street Northwest in Washington, D.C. And so this is what we're dealing with here. Maybe like a sliver of something, 0.00 acres. It's just a fraction. And so they're saying it's just land. Maybe it's the land, a little bit of land right next to it worth around $3,390. So I don't know how this amounted to $131,000. I'm not sure how we got there, but it makes sense why nobody's bid on this in the past because it is just a sliver. It's a little piece of land. So we're going to go treasure hunting. We're going to take a look for some more here. Now you'll see one of them says improved. So that means there should be a property on that address. So if we take this one, for instance, this is just the first one that we see IMP, so improvement. This should be the first one that's a house. Also, it has a parking space. Taxes owed are $11,504. Let's go ahead and throw that into Regrid, see what we're working with here. You want to double check too. And so we are in Washington, D.C., so we're not going to click California. We're not going to click Virginia. Make sure we click the right one. So here it looks like we got something with a structure on it. And let's see the value here on this. Last sale price was $250,000. So about 40 grand. So maybe it's not in good shape. Maybe it was once upon a time back in 2011. We could go ahead and let's throw this, or maybe it's just a parking spot. Let's have a look. See what we can figure out. Oh, it could just be this. Still, $300 in this area. I don't know if it's this. We would have to get a little bit tighter here. So we've got a corner here, I think. Is this a... No, we don't have a corner. So we've got Mooney Street. And then we've got 111th Street. So we just got to kind of line this up. All right, so we've got M. It's not the first building, but it's like right after the second, or there's this parking lot here. So let's go back to Google Maps and see if we can just line this up. So we got M and we got 111. I'm going to go back over overhead view. And then we can get down to street view once we know what we're looking for. All right, so here's M. Okay, this is making a little bit more sense now. So what is this? It's right in between. Right between the liquor store. Okay, gotcha. So it's like this, whatever is right there between district liquors. Maybe it's this sliver. No, but it says it's got something on there. You know what? This is the kind of thing that you would really want to drive in person so that you could go on Regrid and you could see like where you are in proximity to this, just because it's so unclear. And so that would be the best way to actually problem solve that. I can tell though that it's something right by this liquor thing. It is 0.03 residential condominium garage. So maybe it's a garage for that. Maybe there's a garage in the back. I don't know, but a little bit of due diligence. Let's open up one of these ones that has got a little bit more. This has got $849,000 in delinquent taxes. Says that there's a
Was
building
it
on it.
849,000 in delinquent?
Yeah, 849.
And the bid is 300?
Oh, that's a parking lot too. Look at that parking lot special purpose in this
Oh, wow. So it's literally that little slot right in front, hey?
Yeah, they're definitely not all going to be that way though.
I
There
think it's a good
is
example, though, of like things to avoid in many ways. But sometimes these weird lots can be very profitable, depending on the game plan. So let's see. Chat or the stream's filling up a bit. So guys, let us know where you're tuning in from, your city, your state. We will tailor and customize the stream as we go. And then also any questions that you have while we're here, go ahead, put those in. And remember, as we're looking at these, the National Tax Deed Directory is for free in the description below, along with the ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing mini course that's totally free. And from there, we're going to be going to a live Texas tax deed sale coming up here at the end of the month. So if you guys want some boots on the ground, in-field experience and training, schedule a free call and maybe you could come join us at that auction coming up. It's going to be one of our favorite auctions of the year because of Thanksgiving. There's often way less competition, way more properties. It's one of our favorite auctions of the year. So we will be going to that. So you can schedule a call if you want to join us there. And welcome everybody to the stream. We are diving into some properties, this crazy auction, $300. $300 properties could be going. So that's pretty sweet. What do we have here, Josh?
Yeah, we found something interesting. So we've got last sale price just in 2020. So that's wild. That means they pretty much bought it in 2020 and then they must not have paid the taxes since then, but they paid 150 grand for it. Looks like it's worth $299,000. And so we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do a street view on this, but $300 opening bid. And so even if you just get the land, let's say this is a tear down, the county is assessing the land at $150,000. And so this is the kind of thing that, we could buy sight unseen. If we're going to get something for $300 and the land is worth $150,000, it makes sense, right? We wouldn't say, oh, we couldn't get eyes on it, so we're not going to buy it for $300. We would definitely buy it for $300 or, and some change. Let's check it out though. Let's throw this into Google here, Washington, D.C. Let's see what we're looking at. Before going right into Street View, I'm just going to do the over the head view, see if I can make sure that we're lined up with Regrid. This looks like a great area. Yeah, there it is right there, 4920 J Street. There's this vacant parcel on the left and then buildings on the right. It's the last one there. And on our list, 4920 J Street. Okay, let's get the street view going.
Josh, can you show them how you get that street view? I think some folks don't know that feature. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, got to get back to because it's definitely a bit tricky to navigate sometimes. All right, so we've got our property address right here, and it's not. There we go. All right, so it's highlighting it right here. So on Google Maps, there's this little yellow guy on the bottom right, or guy or girl, person. There's a little yellow person right here. And so if I hold down on the yellow person, now I can drag them, and wherever there's a blue highlighted line, that means I can drop them there. So I could drop them over here, drop them over here. So why don't we get a feel for the area? I'm going to drop them in the middle of this this intersection right here. So here's the intersection, and so we know we're to the left. So this is almost like driving in the area, so I can get a feel for it. This looks really nice. $300 to get something in this neighborhood, pretty unreal. So I know that eventually we're going to get to a parcel that's empty, which is right here. So here's the vacant parcel. I don't know if I can see it. It's maybe like covered by the trees. Yeah, I think it's either this, maybe condemned. That says, yeah, it could be this, or it may have actually been. Yeah, let me go over the head view again. But according to, yeah,
It's a
maybe
big
there's
hole.
nothing. There might not be anything there, or it could be this. Either way, if it's a piece of land, the piece of land could be worth 150 grand, or there's a parcel on it. I think there's not. I think that this is the last house. Yeah, 4922. So I'm pretty sure this is 4922. That's also what this is suggesting. I think that's 4922 right there. What we could do is just get back to the over the head view. But I don't think we need to spend more time on that. But that's some due diligence, and so we would bid on that for sure. 150 grand. It is only 18% on the $300. It's 18% on whatever you get it for. So whether you get it for $300, I mean, with this being worth 150 grand, still a really good deal would be 15K. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be 10 cents on the dollar. So then it'd be 18% of that. Let's check out one more here. We've got, oh yeah, lots of properties here. Lots of properties here. Looks like unit 1 and 2 of something. These are also units. A whole bunch on Wade Street, actually. Wow, let's check this out. You can see here that it's 2632 Wade Street, then unit 1, 3, 14, 22, 23. Let's have a look, see what that is. Okay, there's some apartments. And the county is assessing these at about around 100 grand each. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information on that. Whoa, this one's looking rough.
Yeah, we've had worse.
This is true. We have had worse. I think you would just want to make sure that the whole place isn't like that. So can we see, were there any units that were sold in this building before? We can go sold and 113. Okay, how recent was this? Okay, so 2025. So that means, look, you can see right here. The whole place isn't junky. Maybe just their units, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, this place looks decent. So someone sold a 2-1 for $113,000. So right now you could get a chance at buying 4 different condos in there, 4 different apartment buildings for $300 each. Pretty wild. Are there more? That was just 12 months. Let's go 24 months. There we go. So we've got this one as well. Oh, this one is for sale. 69 grand. Okay, maybe that's what we saw. Okay, 69 grand. So I mean, the thing is if one of those apartments is similar to this or a little bit, more or less, I mean, 69 grand, you could put that on the market for, and you're right in the pocket with these folks. You can, or you could go for a discount. Yeah, what about, so one more.
One of the
Sold.
questions here, Josh, Dave is saying, every time I see that a previous owner was an LLC, I get a bit hesitant. Do you take that into consideration?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? If it's one of the cool things that you can do on PropWire as well, and just for the algorithm again, oh yeah, it's right there on the screen. This is all public data. I mean, so if an LLC has got multiple properties, now these are actually all different owners, which is just ironic. And a trustee, I'd pay more attention to that because perhaps someone's passed away and someone can't do something about it. But let's say you find an LLC and they've actually got like multiple properties coming up on the auction. I think one example would be Natco Developers. So Natco is on this list 27 times. And so would we be hesitant on Natco? No, we would not, because they're definitely feeling the pressure. They've got a lot of properties here with unpaid taxes. Same thing here with 4800 C Street, Southeast LLC. They own a whole bunch on C Street. That's all going. This one called First DC Liens LLC. So there's just you can see that they would be motivated. They got a lot of assets, they got a lot of real estate, and perhaps some of it or all of it is showing up on the list. The other thing that we can do too is, I mean, very easily you could search like a Secretary of State website to see are they still active? Because if they're not active, if they're not an active LLC, they haven't filed taxes, things like that, that's another indication that they most likely will not redeem. And so it's nice that you do have the LLC because you can do a little bit of due diligence and try to get to the bottom of things. There was one property once and it was owned by an LLC. And then we found out who the owner was and then did a Google search and then found that they had passed away. We found an obituary for them. And so we know, okay, no one's going to come to redeem this property. We also did a probate search and yeah, there was nothing there, which means eventually the state would just come to own it. And so, yeah, you can do your due diligence, but if you see that they are active, if you see that they've got a website, you look at who the like the CEO is and he's very active, then it's probably just an oversight and they're going to get it paid. But on the flip side, they may have such a big organization and such big infrastructure that it just got missed. So I guess in the end, no, we wouldn't be hesitant about that. But yeah, so there's some wild deals here. And the best way that I know how to work through this rather quickly would be to use AI and actually have this scrub the list for us. And so we would have it go through, look at each of these parcels, and we would let it know what we're looking for too, because each person is going to have a different exit strategy. We would just be simply interested in anything that we could flip. Doesn't matter if it's a piece of land, doesn't matter if it's a house, a parking lot, whatever it is, as long as we can flip it easily. We would put, in the suggestion, hey, we're out of state. We're not looking to hold on to anything here. We just want to flip this to a cash buyer as quickly as possible. Scrub this list, go through, find us anything that's got a value of, like, we could say north of 20 grand, for instance, so that we're leaving all of the other stuff aside, and then also ignoring anything that is in a regular size lot or shape. We put it through our AI tool, and it'll work through all these properties in probably like 10, 15 minutes, which would be pretty sweet because there is a lot of stuff here. Or you could go through it yourself, scrub it line by line, or have a VA do it, which will definitely take a lot more time. And so you can do this for, like take 2% of the time or like 5% of the time utilizing AI, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Dustin, that's all I got for the first one.
Nice.
But we could take some questions or something. But I do have one
Yeah.
more auction that I just found right
Let's
before.
let's go into a couple questions here. I know we got folks tuning in, and like I mentioned, we always like to tailor the stream a little bit. So, for example, Dale tuning in from Texas. Obviously, some of our favorite places in Texas are Houston, Dallas, Bexar, Travis, El Paso. Remember, Texas is always the first Tuesday of every single month. And one of the biggest auctions, or one of our favorite auctions of the year, is coming up in less than 10 days in Texas, because it correlates with the Thanksgiving holiday, which means less competition and more properties. So I highly suggest taking some action in Texas coming up. Same with Georgia as well, and Florida. So yeah, dive into those. Or if you want to join us, you can schedule a free call below, have a quick chat, and maybe join Josh and the team at that upcoming auction. Let's see, who else do we have? We got another person in Texas. Excellent. Florida. We had someone tuning in here from Florida. Remember, Florida often does monthly auctions, but they are doing tax deed auctions year round, which is great. So I think who is asking that? Marina? I don't know the name in the email there. But we got somebody tuning in from Arkansas as well. Remember, Arkansas can be a hybrid state. We've done a ton of great deals in Arkansas. A lot of their auctions are often August, September. We got Washington County, Benton County, Pulaski County, I believe it's pronounced. And then what else do we have? Missouri. Somebody's here from Missouri. So a lot of their auctions are the first or the fourth Monday in August with a 1 to 3 year redemption period. And let's see, we got Troy, somebody in Michigan tuning in here. So yeah, Michigan's a great spot. Auctions July, August, September, October. Massive discounts there. Michigan's one of the only places that takes credit card for these properties. So we've showcased a bunch of those. Who do we have? Looks like we got Will in Los Angeles. So that's going to be a tax deed sale February and April online. Some of the best counties, Los Angeles, Riverside, Kern, San Bernardino, can be good spots as well. We got Shreveport, Louisiana here. Welcome to the party. Louisiana is a bit of a funky one, but they'll offer up to 1.8% interest per month with a 3-year redemption, and the auctions will be from May till June. So that's a fun thing to get going. We got somebody here from Toronto, Canada. Excellent. So you want to obviously narrow in on places. You can have Michigan that's close there for you, but Florida, Indiana could be good as well. And online auctions from Canada will probably be the way to go, and you'll be making that sweet US dollar, which is way better. So let's see, where are we at here? So Josh, you got one more pulled up?
Yeah, maybe a two-part thing.
All right. All right. And then, yeah, let us know where you're tuning in from. Central Florida, Georgia. Good to see you here. Lots of Texas. Ken, excellent. Excellent. And any questions you have, put them in the chat and we'll dive into them.
Okay, nice. Just a quick shout out. Actually, I got an email this morning, like 9:18, so a couple hours ago. Check this out. This is This is a student of ours. This was from the Wayne County repository sale, which we did talk about. We talked about this auction, Dustin, I think maybe 2 weeks ago. We highlighted it. And so look at this. He says, hi, Josh, got that property at minimum bid of $665. Paid $778.67 to cover recording and transfer fees, which is wild. Piece of land, got opening bid, worth could be up to like 12 like grand pretty conservatively. So $665 into 12 grand is not bad at all. And this is an auction that we highlighted. So everybody here, or if you're watching the YouTube videos, you know, you saw it or you knew about it, which is pretty cool. So wanted to highlight that. And then the second one was that someone mentioned that they are in Los Angeles. And so Los Angeles actually has their follow-up auction happening here December 6th. And so this is all property that didn't sell at the previous auction. So we've got properties remaining for sale. I'm going to go ahead, click this link, and we can have a look and see what they got left here. But this can be a great opportunity. A lot of people may not show up for the second round. They may just go ahead and do the first auction. And so now we've got this one. Let's see. Tax defaulted. Actually, I should just be, I think I just get it from here. Yeah, property list. Okay, 2025 B resolution list online auction sale. So the thing is that there was actually a whole bunch of these were all not sold, which is pretty wild.
Wow.
I don't know how big the original list was. Wow, this is wild. Yeah, yeah, look at that. There's a ton of stuff here. So a lot of this stuff is vacant lots, which I'm sure a lot of these are irregular sizes. We've talked about these before, how in Los Angeles, there's a whole bunch of lots that were split up in a way that they should never have been. And so there's no use for them. And you would have to go ahead and get a whole bunch of them and then push them together to actually make something work. And so that's, I mean, maybe you could do something with that. It's pretty wonky. I'm sure there's an easement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that I'm sure that whoever has this parcel, there must be an easement where other people can use it. You never know though. But I did also see, so that's kind of something that maybe you wouldn't necessarily want to pick up. But I did think I saw some actual addresses. And sometimes there's some hints there in the legal description. I see condominium unit 5 in Long Beach. Let's check this out. It says minimum bid is 7,424. 5585 East Pacific Coast Highway. Okay, so this is probably something else that maybe it's the actual condo. It says last sale price 92,500. Improvement value 65 grand, land value 50 grand. So maybe it is a condo. I'm not too familiar with LA prices. Yeah, this could be the real deal, guys.
What was
This
the
could
bid on that
be
again?
the real deal. $7,424.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not too
Yeah.
shabby.
So they're saying it's worth 60 grand, but Zillow's got it closer to 318, which makes way more sense. I couldn't imagine a condo going for 60,000 or sorry, $100,000. Let's check out PropWire real quick. Just look at the comps real fast for very similar stuff. Yeah, 1-1. So 275, 368, 348, 280, 337, 363. Yeah, you get the idea. So that's not 100 or 200. That's hitting high 200s and 300K. So that has an opening bid of $7,424. Wow, that's really good. And I believe this one.
Actually, Josh, back when was it? One of our guys, Tom from California, I think got a condo for 9 grand there. I've showed
Yeah,
him before in our videos, so it's definitely possible.
I think this is online as well. I'm pretty sure bid of registration. Let's see. Yeah, because it's on gov.ease. Yeah, so anybody can participate in this. You can get online. You can register online. Gov.ease is an online platform. So the individual said they were in Los Angeles. There we go. Right here. Yeah, you definitely want to check out this auction. And really, I mean, anybody for that matter, because yeah, you can register online. Gov.ease. Just make sure that you register in time. Last day to register, December 2nd. And then, of course, go through all of the rules. Make sure you've got a good handle on the terms and conditions so you don't get into anything that could be risky. I know brush clearance liens are a big deal in California. That has to do with brush, like trees and stuff and debris from trees for fires. So these can add up. And then of course weed abatement liens, and then watching out for the IRS. But yeah, really good auction. There's going to be some good deals, really good properties, like that condo for worth 300K, opening bid 7. Amazing. Here we
Nice.
go.
Excellent. So we had some good action. There's plenty of these properties coming up. Also remember right now, Washington also has their auctions happening right now. So check that out. End of November, beginning of December. Washington properties, Washington auctions are happening. And, with this stuff, we don't really discriminate against locations. We want a good deal. So if an auction is online, we just did the Philly auction, and we have somebody go drive the properties, look at them for us, and you can bid, which is great. And obviously, make sure to do your homework, check the title, check the liens, get the county rules, see what's going on, so you don't make mistakes. Download the directory right here. It's below, and the easiest way to get some of these deeds is just crack this thing open, pick a state, call them and ask them, when is the auction and are there any over-the-counter properties available right now? Can I get the list? And dive in. So that is for free below for everybody. You should get that. And then this will walk you through all the steps. You can try to navigate exactly how to do it. It's all laid out for you here, step by step, as our gift to you for saying thanks for tuning in. And then if anybody wants to join us at the Texas auction, we're going to be going there in a few days. It's going to be a great auction. You can, below this video in the description, schedule a free call and maybe come join us and get some boots on the ground at one of these auctions. So yeah, on that note, we'll wrap it up. If you like this stuff, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. We will be back with more information. We appreciate everybody tuning in. And remember, the Tax Lien School has the knowledge vault on there, so you can go poke around, build your action plan, and get in the game. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you soon. All right. Ciao, ciao.
Peace.